Do you absolutely hate coding? Do those semicolons drive you nuts? And are you also aware that tech jobs pay a lot of money and you're kind of in this resistance? Like, I want to make a lot of money, but the semicolons just drive me nuts. Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm gonna go over 10 jobs that are in tech, don't need coding, and pay really well. That does exist. A lot of people think software engineering and computer science type jobs are the only jobs in tech. Well, there's a whole nother field called information technology, and these jobs are more business facing and you don't need math or a deep knowledge of programming. Some base scripting is good, but not needed. And if you want to learn more about computer science versus information technology, I have linked a video up here, so go watch that. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, comment below, as it really helps boost the YouTube algorithm, and then this information will get out to more people. Let's get into the top 10 tech jobs that require absolutely no coding. The first tech job on my list is information security analyst. Now, this job is a technology professional that works in IT security or cybersecurity, that monitors, enforces, advises, and different technologies and logs. This job encompasses a lot of different duties, so it's best to go to Glassdoor and check information security analyst to get more details on all of the skills that you will need depending on your location. The career outlook is really good for this job. Cybersecurity is a brand new field in a sense, because people didn't really take it seriously until all these data breaches started happening. And it's gonna grow. This entry-level information security analyst position is gonna grow about 33% in the next 10 years. And if you wanna check out my 7 unknown cybersecurity videos, you can check it out up here. And the average pay here is about $99,000. This is an entry-level position, by the way. You may need about less than 5 years of IT experience, maybe 1 to 2 years. You could get in if you take a graveyard shift a lot easier with that, but a lot of the times you're just gonna be monitoring logs and then analyzing logs. Absolutely no coding involved. My second IT job that doesn't need coding is a database administrator. A lot of people think it's just data science and algorithms, and that is good, and that's more on the computer science end where you're going to need a lot more mathematical and algorithm abilities, unlike myself. But the database administrator, you're going to be maintaining and implementing the databases. So you're going to be analyzing, collecting, and taking ownership of all the data for the company. You'll try to extract and find meaningful insight for all of the data. You'll efficiently aggregate the data from multiple sources and create a single source of truth. You'll also take a leading role in creating the dashboards, KPIs and performance insight, things of that sort. This job is expected to grow 10% and the average pay $93,000 a year. And this also is not too difficult to get. After about 2 or 3 years of experience, you can pivot into database administrator manager. Some good skills to know is cloud, because all the databases are going to be in the cloud. So Microsoft Azure has free SQL servers that you can set up there and play around. You're also going to need to know the basics of how databases work, so the one-to-many relationships, many-to-many relationships, and how you can link them together and create data. Having the foundation of databases is so important, and I also linked a course in Coursera if you want to go check that out. You also have to know SQL and how to extract data from SQL. It's not a difficult skill to learn. You could probably learn it fairly quickly. My next job that requires no coding is a network administrator or engineer. Now, networking is the backbone of infrastructure, and gaining this knowledge will help you in almost every field of IT that you go into. And if you're just starting out, you're not going to need to know coding. Later on in your career, if you want to start automating, you might want to look in things like Ansible and Puppet. But if your early career, you're not going to have to worry about any of that. This is where you're going to be troubleshooting, maintaining the IT network systems. So if the internet goes down, you're going to be the one that's called in and you have to fix the internet. Now, if you work in a mission critical place, this is extremely stressful, and you're often going to work after hours and be called in at all hours of the night. So if you don't want to do that, maybe look at other careers, but you're always going to have to come in and troubleshoot the internet at 1 o'clock in the morning. And yes, I have done this. It sucks. But yeah, you're going to need to also know a really strong foundation of the OSI and TCP model and how the networks transmit data. The next career that is in tech and requires absolutely no coding is IT support specialist or desktop support or maybe help desk technician. And these people are going to be the first line of defense when it comes to IT. So they're going to be dealing with the customers the most, and they're going to be troubleshooting desktop issues, taking phone calls, creating trouble tickets, and then escalating the tickets to other teams. So if someone has a network issue and tier 1 can't solve it, they will forward it to the network administrator. This is where a lot of people will start off in their IT career because they have no idea what they want to do. But it's a great place to familiarize yourself with all of the various functions of an organization and IT department. That pay is around $54,000 a year. This will vary widely. Say if you live in Seattle, you could expect more to $60,000 to $65,000 for an IT support specialist job. The next job on this is for my extroverts out there. This is a tech job that doesn't require any technical skills really or coding, and that is a Scrum Master. And I just love the word Scrum. I don't know why, it's just really cool. So Scrum Master is often used in agile methodologies, and this is the person who collaborates between the product owner and the team to create an effective software development product, but agile can also be used in infrastructure. So Scrum Masters I have seen in both infrastructure and software development teams. Gauge the team's commitment and they provide guidance to the team. So it's kind of just like a cheerleader, mentor type of person that just works in tech. Coach the team and they ensure that all agile principles are being followed and that nobody is trying to dominate the field and bring their top-down approach. It's more of a servant leadership approach. I love agile teams. I think they're amazing. Master is there to protect the team from these pointless meetings. It's a super cool job. I was a Scrum Master for a little bit and I really enjoyed it. And oftentimes it's an extra duty put on to people, but there are companies that all their job is as a Scrum Master. So, and you can make a lot of money. You can make around $90,000 as a Scrum Master. Next IT job that requires absolutely no coding is an IT compliance and auditor. This is an unknown job that many people don't talk about, probably because the reason everyone in tech absolutely despises regulation, compliance, and paperwork, which is great news for you because the field is wide open because nobody wants to do it. And what you're going to do here is you're going to enforce compliance regulations for computer systems, networks, databases, software auditing systems, things of all that sort. And some common regulations are going to be SOX, HIPAA, NIST controls, FISMA, 800-53 controls, and you're going to make sure everything is in compliance with these rules and regulations. And if they're not, companies can seriously get fined or even be shut down with government agency compliance rules. You're going to have great communication skills because you're going to have to work with multiple departments to make sure that they're in compliance with your processes, policies, and procedures. And this can be difficult because nobody wants to follow your policies, procedures, or control recommendations and improvements because they just see it as a big waste of time and you're wasting their time. Just nobody wants to do it. You're going to need to know a lot about regulatory frameworks and rules and regulations. And this is a great place to specialize, say if you're coming from being a lawyer, or you enjoy paperwork, or you really enjoy auditing and compliance. Next job on this is a system administrator. And I have been a system administrator before, and these people will work with servers most of the time, so pushing patches, updating machines from the SCCM, also Active Directory and building Active Directory forests and domains. You're going to maintain the hardware and also the network equipment, so you may do some tech refreshes there and upgrade it. You're going to be working with the customer a lot with their issues, so it's important to have really good communication skills No coding is required to become a system administrator, by the way. Most important as a system administrator is resourcefulness and problem-solving skills. These are invaluable not only as a system administrator, but all of tech. A seventh IT job that requires absolutely no coding is a cloud administrator and engineer. Now this cloud is here and it's here to stay, and there's a huge skills gap. So if you're looking to get into a cloud career, this is the perfect time to do it. Be deploying, managing, operating the cloud environments, provisioning and deprovisioning or deprovisioning accounts or businesses that have left or are coming in. You're going to be calculating business costs that are related to the cloud for your clients. You're going to be creating backups and managing disaster recovery. Periodically, you may even do some security things and do vulnerability scans and then patch the systems. Cloud administrator and engineer is almost a replacement for system administrators. So if you're looking to get into a system administrator position or a cloud position, then I would definitely choose the cloud administrator position because it'll be easier to get into because there's less of it, but it also pay more and has higher growth potential for the future. A really in-demand tech job, and you don't need any coding for it. Next in-demand tech job that doesn't require any coding is a fiber optic technician. Now, a lot of people just want to work with their hands. They're just more blue collar. They don't want to be sitting at a desk all day. They want to get their hands dirty. They want to be crawling places. They really want to be active. And I understand that. And if that's you, then a fiber optic technician is for you. It's something that not a lot of people know about, and they pay really well. I looked on Glassdoor and they gave the average of about $45,000. And I'm here to tell you that's really low. You can make way more than that depending on your location, I guess. I would say more around $80,000, $90,000 for a fiber optic technician job. With 5G coming out, this tech career is going to become even more in demand. The 10th in-demand tech job that requires no coding is a technical writer. And this is more if you enjoy writing and then making how-to guides or TTPs or SOPs of that sort. And here you're going to be documenting. So if you enjoy creating documentation and you enjoy writing and you don't really want to solve complex problems, becoming a technical writer is for you. You're going to have excellent communication skills because you're going to be trying to communicate with engineers, computer scientists, data scientists, network engineers, and oftentimes these people don't have the best communication skills. So you are going to have above average communication skills in order to extract data from them to put into your documentation. So you also review the current documentation and you have to verify that it's up to date and current. And documentation is really important in an organization because say if someone important leaves, then all of their knowledge leaves, and then the other team members may be without that knowledge, and then they have to learn it from scratch, which is not always so easy. You need to have really good grammar and spelling, which a lot of people in the tech field do not have. And if you're going to do technical writing for IT, then having a good knowledge of networks, databases, cloud would be invaluable for your career or journey. So those are my top 10 in-demand tech jobs that don't require any coding, and I hope it introduced you to new IT careers that you weren't aware of before. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will get back to you. And thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.